Question number 1.
The medical license examination on June 22nd was very difficult. Did Sandy pass?
She hasn't received a letter yet, but she says she sailed right through it.
What does the woman say about Sandy? Question number 2.
The new sports complex is an excellent facility with all kinds of conveniences.
Last time we went, we drove around for 40 minutes before we found a place to park.
What does the man mean? Question number 3.
The stock market is up, but my son is losing money on his mutual funds.
If I were in his shoes, I would hire another broker to manage my investments.
What does the woman imply? Question number 4.
The traffic is congested by Toledo, and it's getting close to the rush hour. I don't know what time I'll get there.
When you arrive at the house, just let yourself in.
What does the man mean? Question number 5.
Chocolate must be an all-time favorite. We sell gallons of it.
Actually, vanilla ice cream accounts for 70% of all flavors sold in the past decade.
What does the woman imply? Question number 6.
Did Liz get a used car?
She has already had to pay for new tires, and now it looks like she'll need a headlight.
What does the man say about Liz? Question number 7.
I thought Joanna went to the art museum with Mark.
When Mark called at 10, Joanna had already gone canoeing with her brother.
What does the woman mean? Question number 8.
Why did Bob and Lynn cancel their cruise? Is their company doing well?
Because of the change in revenue income, they had to take a cut in pay.
What does the man mean? Question number 9.
Mrs. Bailey wants to be reimbursed. Do you know how much?
She was charged $38 for the flowers and another $12 for the delivery.
What does the woman mean? Question number 10.
What changes are planned on the north side of the city?
The proposal to build a hospital in the area looks more promising than it did 6 years ago.
What does the man imply? Question number 11.
Can I stay for just another minute? I really need to look something up.
Patrons are requested to leave the library when the closing bell is sounded.
What does the woman mean? Question number 12.
The roads here seem very confusing to me. I am not sure I can find your house in time for us to make the performance.
Would you like to meet at the concert hall instead?
What does the man suggest? Question number 13.
Is Rita ready with her data? We've got to make a good impression.
She made sure she checked the slides for the sales presentation.
What does the woman say about Rita? Question number 14.
You bought 12 loaves of bread and 5 gallons of milk.
We've invited 4 couples to visit during the summer semester break.
What does the man mean? Question number 15.
Isn't Margaret lonely? I know I would be.
Now that all her children are out of the house, she is thinking about going back to college.
What does the woman say about Margaret? Question number 16.
Ralph doesn't seem to be worried about the boys.
He doesn't let on what he is really thinking.
What does the man mean? Question number 17.
I swerved to avoid a dog and ran into a telephone pole.
No problem. We can have your car as good as new in a couple of days.
What is the woman's occupation? Question number 18.
Arthur went grocery shopping at midnight. What an odd thing to do.
The store does stay open.
What does the man mean? Question number 19.
You missed your flight. Was Ken angry?
Had he thought to pull over at that gas station we saw on Walnut Street, he wouldn't have run out.
What does the woman imply about Ken? Question number 20.
We spent an entire week on words with primary and secondary stresses.
Words that have 2 stressed syllables are not as common as those that have only 1.
What does the man mean? Question number 21.
Do you know how this oven works? I can't figure it out.
Diane makes casseroles in it every week. She'd know.
Where does this exchange occur? Question number 22.
Carl didn't tell me his wife was away at her sister's in Bluffton.
Why is that such a big deal?
She promised to babysit my children while I take my father-in-law shopping for a suit.
Where is Carl's wife? Question number 23.
We've been waiting for the prescription for 25 minutes, and we still need to stop at the bank and pick up the sandwiches at the deli.
We could have gone to the post office in the meantime.
Where does this conversation take place? Question number 24.
What time did they say your car would be ready?
They said it should be ready around 3:30, but I'll be surprised if they finish before 5.
What can be concluded from the woman's statement? Question number 25.
If I eat another bite, I won't be able to breathe.
You didn't have to have so much soup just an hour after you had half a watermelon.
What can be said about the man? Question number 26.
Not only did the Nixons come uninvited, but they also brought their cousins.
It didn't bother me.
What does the woman mean? Question number 27.
Why didn't you go out with Nick? Didn't he say he wanted to take you out on the town?
All he ever talks about is tennis.
What can be concluded from this exchange? Question number 28.
How many students do you have in your statistics class?
This year we restricted it to 200 students, but there are probably just as many on the waiting list.
What can be said about the statistics class? Question number 29.
I'm sorry, sir. Your coat isn't ready yet. I think we can have it for you in about an hour.
How long does it take to mend the sleeve lining?
Where does this conversation take place? Question number 30.
May I have a glass of water? I'm thirsty, and I have a splitting headache.
I'll bring you some aspirin as soon as we get to a higher altitude.
What is the man's occupation?